Hello and welcome to Spring Commander Forged Alliance. This is going to be a pretty good game. I have no idea who wins, but from what I'd seen it was pretty good. We got two Seraphim players. MadStork, I believe this is a ranked game, going first, or first land, second land. This is the standard build. 5 pigeons, 2 mask structures ACU, factory right between 2 mask structures. Let's see if just makes 2 NGs on either side. Going first NG, perhaps some Selines as well. At least taking an IlluminateOne. Also playing Seraphim. Looks like he's got 3 factories planned with his ACU. Going third air. Actually no, this is all land. 3 land factories with a total of 8 pigeons. So pretty heavy on power. Of course this is Blasted Rock, one of the greatest maps. Some civs in the middle. Some anti-air. Nice chunks of mass if you can get there quick. One thing about Blasted, however, you don't really want to go too heavy on pigeons in your base because they're hydros all over the place. You can grab one of those hydros and protect it. You can really get a lot of power from that, especially if you're just doing land. See MadStork here. Looks like he's going to have this engineer walking back, pick up mask extractor, a few rocks, and do a power generator spam. And we do see a tank with a Celine. This one's a nice placement from MadStork protecting his engineer. Engineer's gonna go and pick up Hydra. Like to build a wall here. If you can get a wall and behind the wall get some units, it really takes a lot of headaches away from you. Illuminate now get an engineer assisting his ACU. It's gonna build 50 times faster, and his engineer in the back here is just reclaiming. Tank from MadStork is making his way toward the Hydra, but no engineer is expanding there, so perhaps this engineer will, but it doesn't look like Illuminate is going to send any units where he doesn't know what's happening. He is sending a tank down, an engineer right behind. So both players doing the exact same thing. Depending on where they attack, that's where they send the engineer. That's a good thing to do. But here we do see, yeah, it's going to be first conflict. It will be a 2v1 for Illuminate, but he runs away. MadStork moves into position as well. The Celine is lost for MadStork. First kill of the game here, minute 3. No fighting elsewhere, but this is going to be bad for MadStork. Engineer just got a mask extractor working on the Hydra. Will be killed, and this will be a nuisance. He's going to have to expand a whole bunch of his time and his units going back here behind his base to fix that. And here we do see a tank for MadStork as well. Is going to pick up an engineer as well. So both players with successful raids. 2 tanks behind MadStork's base, and IlluminateOne's got 1 tank, but he's got to send these in the corner. Good tanks from Illuminate are going to fix that. One thing to note, MadStork says you a lot quicker, moving out, taking the bottom base, and we see Illuminate going to the top. So ACU is going in opposite direction. Very nice placement of a radar here by MadStork. This covers most of the area. So you can see where everything's happening. Really gives you a huge advantage on this map, the radar. You should see one here, yeah. With standard procedure here from Illuminate. It's going to build one. And it's also great to bomb, but of course with this anti-air turret, it is protected against bombers by civilians. MadStork picking up a couple of mask extractors with his ACU. And here an engineer from MadStork thinking he's going to capture 2 expansions, so a total of 3 bases against Illuminate. This engineer has got a ACU to one side and a whole bunch of tanks up top, so it will be dying shortly. And a bit of an army now getting built up by MadStork. Still no artillery from either player. We do see some flag horror from MadStork, even though there's absolutely no planes, just 4 land, and actually a point defense here from Illuminate. Illuminate expecting a very aggressive ACU from MadStork. Well, MadStork is just picking up mask extractors. So very different, and Illuminate is actually going to be pretty aggressive. The tank from MadStork is going to see that. MadStork is going to retreat. And this point defense, pretty paranoid, and actually it's a point defense creep against the army that doesn't exist. And actually here MadStork begins to push, but superior numbers for Illuminate. And Illuminate's going to pick up this raider. He's going to take that out. It's going to be a big loss. MadStork retreating with his tanks, getting some point defenses as well. working on an air factory and his 6th land. This engineer here should really build a wall. These tanks are going to be sneaking in, killing the Hydra and the mass extractor. It's going to be a big loss. The Hydra on the other side for MadStork just being finished. And MadStork has a lot of power. He's got so many P-gens. And a Hydra, that's why he's going to get that air. He's going to have no problems. He could be also thinking about getting some upgrades on this with this type of power. I do not see a power storage yet from him. He's just making point defense. And now we see an attack and 2-point defenses from Illuminate. Anticipating a little early, but now that they're built, they are going to send MadStork back. Although MadStork bringing in some artillery, he's going to take that out. Nice to have a few of those in your force. Illuminate 7 kills. Wondering what to do, and this was predictable. So a wall would have been great, but MadStork now 4 kills, pushing ahead. One of the point defenses is killed. Engineers repairing each other. It's very strange, and still another point defense to go now. 5 land factories total for Illuminate. Really low on build capacity, Illuminate in this one. A lot more factories for MadStork, who's now making interceptors. He's going to have total scouting. 10 kills for MadStork, full health. Illuminate coming back to his base to play some defense. A successful attack here from MadStork, causing Illuminate to retreat, and that is going to give MadStork the opportunity to take out these 5 extractors, plus pick up quite a few of these rocks which haven't been picked up yet, and it makes the Hydra here on the left a lot more secure. But of course MadStork has to realize he's going to be chased by an ACU and retreat in time, and this is very well played by MadStork. He retreats, he's going to get some reinforcements, maybe put a couple of point defenses up, and he's going to be able to play defense. And the ACUs now are going to face each other. And this has given MadStork the opportunity, which he took right away, taking out these mass extractors, and Illuminate is going to try to take back what used to be his. But the numbers here are very even, so not likely anything will happen. We can see here, looks like an attack move from Engineer, and just a retreat from Illuminate. Illuminate decides to push up once again, following the Engineer, who dies. But very even numbers, neither player really having too much luck, but huge reinforcements now from MadStork. Guess one victory for Illuminate. He got a whole bunch of reclaim here. MadStork retreated very quickly, and a Tech 2 land for Illuminate. And actually some Tech 2 point defenses. I've missed this Tech 2 land for a while. Tech 2 Engineer now pushing out for Illuminate. So we saw that there weren't too many land factories for Illuminate. He was investing in Tech 2, and now with the Illuminate should be able to take the top. And we should see a Tech 2 response now for MadStork. He does not want to take on Tech 2 army on this map, not the Illuminate. MadStork actually getting an upgrade, so that'll be interesting. Tech 2 point defense creep continues for Illuminate. Surprisingly, the middle still alive. One of the point defenses has been taken out, but a nice chunk of mass, 1,000 mass, just sitting there. And now the push against the stationary MadStork army could be a huge mistake, and now we're seeing the Illuminate. They're going to push ahead and just massacre the blue army. It's going to get reinforced at least a little bit. And now MadStork with a gun. So perhaps not the best choice here. We're going to see Tech 2 point defense against an ACU that's half on his health. It's not a good idea. Illuminate with full health. MadStork decides to push in ahead with the tanks. But nice to have a little more arty in this case. It'll take the tanks a long time to kill the point defense. And actually a very surprising move by MadStork. He just sort of threw away a whole bunch of his tanks. It was a half-hearted attack there, leaving with his ACU and letting this army as if he was thinking he was in trouble there. Kind of just threw those units at Illuminate. Elsewhere, definite victories for the Illuminate. Total 9 kills for one, 5 for the other. Continues to get kills. 15 for the other. So you see the Illuminate just wiping out a big chunk of MadStork's army, and the remnants are hiding behind point defenses. No, yeah, there are some artillery here if Illuminate chooses to use them, but in the least he can take out the Hydra once again. The second time Illuminate is going to take MadStork's Hydra, and Illuminate actually pushing now. Tech 2 point defense creep, very conservative Tech 2 point defense creep. He could probably push that a little harder. Now MadStork coming back. He's got invested quite a bit in that gun. He's got to start using it. It's a good choice against Tech 2. One problem, he can't be at both fronts at once. Now Illuminate is going to have to retreat against the gun on the ACU and actually full retreat now. Very careful play from Illuminate, respecting the gun. 20 kills for MadStork, and actually it looks like Illuminate has retreated. He's just going to hold on to what he has here in his expansion and some mobile missile launchers, so that's going to be interesting. That's usually a counter to Tech 2 point defense, and there's absolutely no Tech 2 point defense for MadStork. A couple Tech 1s, but those are better taken out by Tech 1 artillery. And you see this Ilsheva still alive at 12 kills, taking on a massive force. We see Ilsheva's now for MadStork, who's also got Tech 2. So 3 engineers for the build capacity, many more for IlluminateOne. Basically his entire build capacity going in here. There's still some land factories. Power is actually, Tech 2 upgrades on his mask extractors. 2 of them going up. I guess he's got so much reclaim here, might as well use it. Still looks like a power advantage for MadStork this entire game. And now we do have a Tech 2 and Tech 2 on the top. It's a 17 kill Ilsheva. Now they're going to be taking on Ilshevas here, 3 Ilshevas for MadStork. I'm pushing ahead. Also some Tech 2 flak. Makes Tech 1 air not very good for MadStork. We really missed an opportunity. I haven't seen a single bomber from MadStork, even though he's had basically total air control, not a single air factory for Illuminate. Very surprising. Could have bombed at Maestro power generators, for example, or these engineers. But could be a little late with a Tech 2 flak on the field. And still a very even battle. Tech 2, these are veteran units for Illuminate. Staying strong, 21 kill Ilsheva. And the cruise missiles, both players having cruise missiles. So we've seen tanks and RD being replaced by Ilshevas and Tech 2 mobile missile launchers. That's a nice advancement though. One big difference, of course, the Tech 2 PD creep for Illuminate here on the bottom, which does put MadStork's expansion in danger. He actually lost quite a few of his mask extractors, 3 of them. MadStork still playing defense, 28 kills. Guess in this case, MadStork in the long run is going to get quite a bit of veterancy, make his ACU pretty strong. It doesn't look like either player is really going to have a break anytime soon in Illuminate's expansion. Of course, both players can harass each other with the mobile missile launchers, especially MadStork, and try to take out some of those mask extractors on Illuminate. Mobile missile launchers, not mobile mask extractors. Can take out a couple of those mask extractors. And perhaps a wall. Once again, this is a great opportunity to build that wall for MadStork. And this chunk of mass now completely unprotected by anything. 1,000 mass if anybody wants it. MadStork now pushes up 30 kills. And this Hydra actually hasn't been built for Illuminate for a long time. It's an extra 100 power that the MadStork has had for a while. And now cruise missiles. We got cruise missiles for Illuminate. It's a nice team of Tech 2 engineers. Tech 2 point defense, tactical missile defense, and cruise missiles. And over here we see dead mask extractors, Tech 2 mask extractors, and 900 mass invested in each one of those. So that's 2 very nice snipes taking a hit to MadStork's Eco. Illuminate taking on the gunned ACU is outranged. These mobile missile launchers cancelled out. We do see an assault. Some Ilsheva's moving in and doing quite a bit of damage, but very even numbers perhaps. A little more Tech 2 for Illuminate, but support, massive support now for MadStork. And this will be a very important battle. One of the players can get a big victory. It doesn't look like either one's going to come out on top. Both players taking heavy losses here. Although with this Tech 1, MadStork's army looking a little bigger, and actually it looks like the Tech 1 is going to make the difference. Got a whole bunch of nice dead chunks of mass. Tech 2 engineers ready to take a Tech 2 point defense creep here on the left side. On the right, not much happening. And actually a big chunk of an army here coming in for Illuminate. Some reinforcements, but those are a little late. Those are some very important Ilshevas, some heroes. That was the 21 kill Ilsheva, probably had a lot more when it died. And now it's dead, but a lot of reclaim for MadStork, so another big victory. And here pretty much a stalemate, although a tech-to-point defense creep would be nice. MadStork really playing with low health here, even though he's got the gun. And it looks like Illuminate is just going to switch his entire force to the top. He is going Tech 3 with his land, nice build capacity. No Tech 2 power, pretty low on power to go Tech 3 land, but that's exactly what he's doing. We see just Ilshow spam through this entire game. Illuminate just a little ahead on his tech on the factory, although a big difference in terms of air. Absolutely no air for Illuminate. It's a sneaky artillery here, 0 kills, is going to be destroyed. This is a massive reinforcements now for Illuminate. And of course MadStork can't pull his entire army in one group because he needs backup for his ACU. Doesn't want to leave his ACU all alone. This is not the case, of course, for Illuminate, who's got tech-to-point defenses to retreat to, so ACU is a lot safer. And now perhaps a nice push here from Illuminate to cause a lot of damage to MadStork. It would be a bit of a risk, but be a nice pace. Of course, here these Tech 1 point defenses would slow down any push. Take a little micro to take those out as quickly as possible. But Tech 2 mask extractors now for actually quite a few Tech 2 mask extractors for MadStork. This one in the back here, pretty well protected, not upgraded. And 2 Tech 2 mask extractors for Illuminate. Of course, we remember a couple of successful snipes from Illuminate. And this is 1,000 masks just sitting there. Nobody wants this, and 4 free mask extractors. These MadStork choosing to upgrade his most unsafe mask extractors first. It's a bit of a surprise, and now Tech 3 has made it onto the field minute 20, and more cruise missiles in the air. This total of 5 kills, 3 missiles loaded. Of course, the Hydra is a good target. But some tactical missile defense here in this area for MadStork. And now with Tech 3, Illuminate may choose to push. And this will be very bad news for MadStork as soon as he sees that. And actually getting targeted, the tank targeted by the Ilshevas. That was actually pretty good work, but while those Ilshevas were attacking the tank, they took heavy losses from the rest of Illuminate's army. Of course, you never want to stand still, but if you target a unit, your other unit is going to be standing still. And that's a huge message. We saw so many dead units after this fight, including at Tech 3. With Illuminate really sending a message to MadStork that he's got Tech 3, and actually doesn't look like MadStork really cares. He's going to keep pushing with his Tech 2. Another Tech 3 tank coming. This could be trouble for MadStork. MadStork actually got Tech 3 of his own now, so very timely Tech 3, a nice catch up for MadStork. Surprisingly, Illuminate not pushing. One big advantage, of course, Air Force for MadStork this entire game, which means you can get a lot more reconnaissance. Now some air for Illuminate as well. Some wrecks here that perhaps MadStork might pick up, but now it's a bunch of Tech 1 moving in. And of course, MadStork does not know if that's Tech 1 or Tech 3, so he's got to respect that. He is pulling his ACU to the side. We see multiple Tech 3s on the other side, and actually a point defense being constructed by Illuminate. Very defensive in this situation. And Tech 3, single Tech 3 versus 2. I see some scouts now from MadStork. And Illuminate moving out. It's got Tech 2 on his ACU. Surprisingly doesn't have the gun. And now kind of a quiet moment in this game. Very even, as you can see, exactly divided by half, with neither player really wanting to go into the middle. And now perhaps we'll see some artillery that will liven things up. And no, just mobile missile launchers for MadStork. A bit disappointing in this case. Some artillery, Tech 3 artillery, shoot across the map, put damage on the opponent. Would be a great choice. Why try to break through the defenses? Just shoot over them. It forced the other player to make shields everywhere. And now we are seeing some Tech 2 power generators for Illuminate. Still no Tech 2 power for MadStork, so once again Illuminate is slightly ahead, but something interesting here. Tech 2 gunships now being constructed in pretty good numbers for MadStork, and a very nice push now for Illuminate, Tech 2 ACU. This is mostly a Tech 1 force, so perhaps this could be very bad for MadStork, although he's got his gun, pretty good health, 44 kills. But Illuminate just walks in and takes over MadStork's expansion. It was really simple what he just did. These Tech 3 tanks up top for Illuminate thinking about attacking, but MadStork still full health, getting a few kills, 53 now, and getting pretty nice reinforcements with Tech 3. And actually Illuminate moved in here with just Tech 1, and it is going to disappear very quickly. 59 kills for MadStork. Illuminate trying to get a Tech 2 point defense to get a foothold in MadStork space, but that isn't likely to happen elsewhere. Just mobile missile launchers shooting at each other, and the Tech 3 tanks for MadStork being produced. So successful attack from Illuminate to take out 4 mass extractors, but he left a whole bunch of wrecks. And now mobile Tech 3 shields from Illuminate. This is very nice to see. This will make this attack from Illuminate that much stronger. And of course these Tech 3 shields very good for Tech 2 point defense creeps. You don't have to make multiple shields, you just move the shield along as you make more Tech 2 point defense. And a whole bunch of Tech 3 now in MadStork's army, actually outnumbering Illuminate now on top, so perhaps he can push and kill Illuminate's expansion. But Illuminate really making good progress with the Tech 2 point defense creep into MadStork's expansion, although MadStork's still at full health, 68 kills. And gunships, yeah, it looks like MadStork is thinking of a snipe. He definitely has an advantage in terms of air. Illuminate here with Tech 2 ACU does have mobile Tech 3 shield, but absolutely no flak. No flak for MadStork, which means he will be vulnerable. We now see scouts for MadStork moving out. He is seeing Illuminate with the Tech 3 shield. MadStork now moving in with his Tech 1, Tech 3 against Illuminate's ACU. Some reinforcements for Illuminate. Absolutely nothing happening up top. Illuminate actually being very aggressive, moves out, thinking about get some veterans. He had 43 kills, but now surrounded by a whole bunch of gunships. Of course, total air domination here for MadStork. Tech 3 shield is going to buy him some time, but it goes down. 10,000 health on that shield that just went down. Some overcharges against Illuminate's ACU. Of course, the gun on MadStork, full health, 70 kills. See the Tech 2 really paying off for Illuminate. And just now down under 10,000 health, and Tech 2 flak now coming in for Illuminate. Very timely Tech 2 flak. Multiple Tech 2 flaks. Now 5,000 health for Illuminate. 4 kills for some of these Tech 2 flak. 47 kills. And the last gunship is destroyed with 3,000 health for Illuminate. So a nice attempt to snipe Illuminate's ACU, but perhaps that was an opportunity lost by MadStork. Whenever you go out hard after an ACU like that, all the attention of the player goes to the ACU. That's the perfect time to attack somewhere else on the map. I mean, it's safe to say absolutely no micro would have happened for Illuminate. And MadStork, all he had to do here was just click on the ACU, let the gunships do the work. Maybe a couple overcharges, which he did. I know, to the middle. Finally, the players move into the middle. Still a nice 1,000 mass, chunk of mass. And now the push comes from MadStork. He chose to wait, and now he's pushing. He's actually having some success. A bit of a retreat now for Illuminate. So both players devastating each other's expansions. We do see some rebuilding from MadStork, but now it's just total domination up on top for MadStork. Although this Tech 3 shield is going to shift the battle, this will be very interesting. A counterattack for Illuminate. He waited till he got some reinforcement. He's going to attack. Gunships coming out for MadStork to try to help out. Perhaps targeting the shield would be a very good idea, and then after that targeting the Tech 3 tanks with a flak here for Illuminate is going to put an end to that very quickly. And perhaps a mistake for MadStork. He's now retreating. Got himself into a bit of trouble. Out on the bottom, Illuminate getting some Tech 2 point defense, trying to protect all this mass. MadStork 73 kills. And now retreat from MadStork back to his base. And after this battle, so many dead units on the field. and it looks like Illuminate is going to have control. He's got to be sending engineers here. There's got to be enough for an experimental, perhaps. We'll be very close to an experimental in this mass. And actually, very surprising, it looks like MadStork was able to produce enough units to make a successful counter. Illuminate now retreating with 3 tanks. 3 tanks for MadStork as well. Still very even. And the 4th tank coming in as well as a shield for MadStork. So still a very even battle here. Illuminate playing a very dangerous game against the gunned ACU, although MadStork as well, both ACUs going down to one of them 6,000 health, the other to 3,800, and now MadStork decides to retreat to his main base. So big success here for Illuminate, beginning to take over the map here after minute 30. Finally seeing signs that Illuminate taking the upper hand, perhaps. Still big difference. Gunships for MadStork, surprisingly he's not using them to raid. Still has plenty of air. Looks like he's going to save him for yet another snipe, and that could be a good idea. Illuminate walking around with less than half his health. No shields in the middle of the map and no flak around him. And up on top, MadStork decides to counter. Tech 3 shield with his force, and engineers moving out is going to try to pick up that mass as quickly as possible. And engineers here for Illuminate on the bottom, picking up mass as well, and as well as these mass extractors. So it looks like Illuminate is taking over MadStork's expansion. And up on top, no man's land. It's just too dangerous up on top. Not too much build capacity at all. No more air for MadStork. He is making Tech 2 power finally, so still lagging behind Illuminate. Second T2 power for Illuminate. Actually quite slow teching in this game. Players putting a lot of their eco into the army, trying to fight over the map. And a Tech 2 point defense creep now for Illuminate, getting a shield. A very good placement of a shield. From here, Illuminate can start putting direct pressure on MadStork's main base. And of course, up on top, it's not going to be numbers of shields. 2 shields for Illuminate, and with the extra T2 power, he's going to have an advantage for how many he can keep going. And quite a bit of teching now for MadStork, going to Tech 3 with his mass extractors. And of course, now these more Tech 2 point defenses. It would be a nice move for Illuminate here to get a stealth field, although he is having some power problems. And that's a perfect time to attack somebody when he has power problems, and MadStork is moving in. If you can get rid of those shields, they are turning on and off. And engineers following up for MadStork. It's a huge chunk of mass. And now Hydra lost for MadStork on the bottom. Gunships are going to come in, try to take care of it, but run into Tech 2 flak retreat. This area is completely lost now for MadStork, which means we might see some sneaking around this edge. Some Tech 2 point defenses for MadStork in his base. Some of the first Tech 2 point defenses of the game for him. And now we're seeing MadStork move in just far enough into this expansion to pick up this mass. Very nice stuff for MadStork. And with that much mass, he can probably upgrade all of his mass extractors. He is just taking one of them to Tech 3. And Tech 3 power now for MadStork. So MadStork, with all that mass, is beginning to catch up in terms of tech, which could be big trouble for Illuminate. Definitely, once again, see very even numbers. Perhaps a few more mass extractors for Illuminate, but that does not matter with this type of reclaim. We have turned 90 degrees. Still pretty much Tech 3 tanks for Illuminate. He's not gone to Tech 3 mass extractors yet. Still has some Tech 1s. And going for the third Tech 2 power. So this switch to Tech 3 perhaps a good idea for MadStork if you can afford it now. Tech 3 mass extractor for MadStork. I'm actually going to speed this up just a little bit, because the 2 players are seeming to just eco. Looks like a lot of planes for MadStork. Not really doing much. Cruise missiles once again. 9 kills, a total of 18 missiles in here for Illuminate. And he is targeting tanks. Actually a very nice use of cruise missiles. No tactical missile defense here. Might as well try to take out some of those Tech 3 before you move in. and actually those cruise missiles knocking down the shields. And this is very bad micro for Illuminate, sending in his Tech 3 shields head in first. That was a very bad mistake. He lost so much health. Could have been extra 20,000 health for him. Instead he lost one of them and almost lost the other. But a successful attack forces a retreat now for MadStork, although at a pretty big price. And now a wall for Illuminate. So instead of attacking here, he's just going to try to hold on to this expansion. It's actually, I guess, a good move, but I was expecting Illuminate to keep pushing into MadStork's base. MadStork has now moved his ACU 73 kills up on top, and this could be dangerous for him unless he gets a couple shields. Almost done with the Tech 3 power. Once he gets the Tech 3 power, he can get so many shields and just roll through. Surprisingly, not too many, not too much artillery in this situation. It's not really useful to get these tanks anymore. Most of the firepower is going to come from these. And that was a nice cruise missile there from Illuminate. But you can, if you get a whole bunch of Tech 1 artillery, start knocking down shields, and a whole bunch of Tech 2 PD now for Illuminate up on as an expansion. And now we are seeing the shift once again. Illuminate taking over map control. Tech 2 point defenses defending both of his expansions, and actually finally taking up some mass extractors, so he decided to make some. Doesn't want the 1000 mass. It's a sacred Tech 2 PGen that neither player wants to take. Perhaps the player that takes that will win this game, but I don't know if they'll even take that before they both die. Second Tech 3 mass extractor, MadStork, putting a whole bunch of eco into his mass extractors. 4 of these is actually nearly enough for a chicken. Actually 5 T3 mass extractors is basically the price of a chicken bought for Seraphim. And not a lot of aggression at all. And I'm actually going to stop this video here and start it in the new one. Of course, new development, the Tech 3 bomber for MadStork. So that's going to be interesting in the next video.